Hello and shit. Damn, I'm up early in the morning, looking rough. Couple biblical discussions. I just want to talk about. There's no study. There's no proclamation. Well, there's going to be proclamation. Let me just whoop de whoop on a couple biblical topics. I want to begin with my giants of the earth, my Nephil to Raphaim topics. Why Jesus is black. Okay, the let's begin with Goliath. You people think a little 12-year-old murdered a man, a giant man, and chopped his head off with a sword using some slings and 5 smooth stones out of a river. These 5 smooth stones out of the river, what is my doctrine about the waters? You need to understand what these 5 stones are. It's incredible. But that's another topic. The point is Goliath, because his Goliath means to reveal God. Goliath is a giant. He is the collective of these Philistines. And a Philistine is not a brown person. A Philistine means an uncultured, hostile, indifferent to arts, to the collective itself, the social compact. They have enmity against the woman. It's exactly what a Philistine is. We're not talking about brown people. The Philistine is a anarchist. It has no law. It has no law. So they come to the lightness. They come to the lightness. They see our social welfare benefit programs. They see our medicines, our science. They see our application of law. They want it. They come for it. David is the beloved temple. He's not a little boy. David is a woman. David is Mary, Mary is David. These are synonymous concepts. Eve, the garden, etc., etc. The ark, a boat that does rest upon Mount Ararat. And we're not talking about a hill. And they got on the boat. Goliath reveals God because they've been grafted in. Goliath is a story of God's glory. It's not a story about murder. They were taken in on the boat. What do you know? Turns out there's carnivores on the boat after all. And you are by twos on this boat, whether knowingly or unknowingly. That's the twos right there. You're both Enochs. Whether you are the fowl of the air and you rest your nest in his boughs, or you are the beast of the field and you feed your children to his rivers. God damn, what's my doctrine on the waters? May the waters spring forth abundantly, bitches. Hallelujah. And Goliath reveals God. There's no murder happening. There's no giant person getting his head chopped off. He is a collective of this Philistine. Okay? So that's a wonderful topic. Wonderful topic. You could understand all of these things. Speaking of getting on this boat, on this ark, you are grafted in by twos, whether knowingly or unknowingly is what that means. You are both Enochs. Like I just compared to the fowl of the earth and the beasts of the field. There's your two Enochs right there. One rests his foundations in his bow, which is a promise. We're not talking about tree branches. And the other one passes their seed through the fire to Moloch. You put your children in his rivers. That's what you're doing. That is what Goliath has done, which is why his glory reveals God. Whether knowingly or unknowingly. There's your twos. And you're binded by sevens. There are 7 angels in Revelation pouring out these living waters. There's your sevens. We're not talking about 2 animals and 7 animals. Nope. You are the beast of the field. We are both on this boat by twos, Enoching, spitting fire, witnessing and professing his deliverance. Yes, you are. Even if you deny him, you're still marked, preserved, and protected by his glory. You're witnessing. Yeah, you are. Isn't that cute? The Antichrist actually professes him. Because you wouldn't be able to say that shit without his protection. That's a fact. You wouldn't be able to say it. So, and you're marked by sixes on this boat too. If you are the beast of the earth and you put your young in his rivers, you are marked and binded by sixes because you are not of your bond, of your word, which is a servitude. When you go into a bond, you are serving. You're doing this out of willing participation. You are a fowl of the air that have rest your nest in his boat, is what you're doing. Then you have others that cannot be of their word, and the word is Jesus Christ. They go into bondage. This bondage is Jesus Christ too. Why would you call me good, Jesus says. He says it over and over. Why would you call me good? Why would you call me good? And Israel, I've made this claim too. Israel is God's selected and chosen for these very purposes, these very reasons. The beast of the field, Jacob, dresses himself in a woman's clothes. Okay, I've done a slight video regarding this concept. Okay, Rebecca dresses him up as Esau. He proclaims to his father that he is Esau. Ooh, that's a big one. They do not know the Hashim. The Hashim is the name, which is why all Japhets, which are Jacobs, they're simple deceived creatures, is what a Japhet is. And they go through this blackness, this Ham, this blackness, to the name. And the merchants are cursed as a result, the Canaanites, okay? Because you are all binded into the Leviathan now, under bondage. And it is all his reaper's harvest. All of it. All of it. The Saturn, the Chronos, that's for the beasts of the field. The fowl of the air, well, it's a little different topic, a little different story. But you are still serving. And we will know you by your fruits, and the rest of you are in the dust. In the soil, in the earth. What else can I rant about real quick? This is a food for thought video. I'll elaborate much more on these topics and concepts in the future. Leave any comments questions in the comments. It'll fuel my preparation for my next video. You guys, you want to know? Ask questions. That's what the comment sections are for, and I will address every single one of them.